Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Around the House. Today, we're gonna be replacing this old, torn up screen with one of these pet-proof window screens. So let's get started. We're gonna start by removing the screen from the track. I have found that the easiest way to do this is to pry it up from the bottom, pull the bottom out towards myself, and then the top will fall out on its own. Before we get started, let's take a look at the items that came in the box. We have the screen itself, we have the retainer spline, the spline hook, the rolling tool, and of course the directions. So before I start to remove the old spline, I'm going to remove this handle first. So this looks like the corner where they started the spline. So this is where I'm gonna start removing the spline. Step 1, hook out the dead and aged spline and remove the old mesh. And once you get a corner pulled up, it should be relatively easy to pull it off all the way around. Now let's see if we can get this old screen out of here. And I'm gonna do this the same way. I'm gonna start from one corner and I'm gonna try to pull the entire piece off at one time. Just like that. Step 2, measure the length and width of the frame. Cut the screen mesh according to the size of the window or door. Okay, now we're going to lay our screen onto the door frame and get it straightened. So one of the useful tips that they give you for installation is the size of the screen mesh should be larger than the window or door when cutting the screen, about 2 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm laying it out to where the edge of the screen comes all the way to the edge of the door frame all the way around. It also mentions that this is kind of stretchable. I'm gonna roll this spline out and around the frame. Hopefully this will be helpful during installation. Step 3, push the screen into the groove, then install the spline. I want to make sure it's as level as possible here. So I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to run this all the way across. Now it puts a little indentation, and now I'm going to take my spline all the way to the corner here, and I'm going to push this down in here nice and tight. All right, it looks like that first part went in pretty good. So let's continue up the long side here. Let's put our indentation in there first. Now let's put our spline in. So getting this corner in there seems to be a little more difficult, but let's go ahead and push this down, and we'll come back to the corner and maybe I'll use a flathead screwdriver to make sure that that corner is down in there right. But let's take the spline and start rolling it in. Now, I'm just gonna run this back through here a second time just to make sure that that is nice and tight in the track. Now I'm gonna take a flathead screwdriver and I'm gonna make sure that this corner is pushed down nice and tight. Trying to be very careful not to slip off of the spline. So I know you can't probably see that, but I'm kind of turning the flathead across the spline so that it doesn't fall off of the spline as I'm pushing down. Okay, now I got that corner. Now I'm just gonna run this back over this bottom part that we already did. We're gonna use our flathead for this corner as well. Okay, now that we're at the bottom, we're going to pull this towards us a little bit, and we're gonna run our tool into the track, just like before. And now we're gonna turn our spline. We're gonna try to get that corner down in there first. I'm gonna try to get a few inches away from that corner, and then I wanna take the flathead screwdriver, and I'm gonna tighten down that corner, just like the other one. And now we're going to roll the spline into the track, and I'm pulling gently towards me so I can try to get this as tight as possible. And you can't pull too much because then the spline won't go in there. Now that's all the farther that the tool will go into the corner. So I'm just gonna run this back and forth a little bit, make sure that that spline is nice and tight down in the track. And now we're gonna work on that final long edge. Okay, just like before, we're gonna try to pull a little bit. We're going to run our tool just to try to make an indentation into the screen all the way down. Let's put our spline in place and push down on the corner, and we'll use the tool to tighten it down a couple inches past the corner just to get us started. Okay, that's probably good there. Now I'm gonna take my flathead screwdriver and I'm going to tighten up this corner. This corner was a little bit tighter than the other ones, but it still works. We got it nice and tight down into the corner. And as you can see, it's nice and tight right here. We've gotten rid of all these little lines. And that's something else I'll mention. Depending on the size of the screen that you buy, it is either rolled or folded. I think that is because if you're doing a very large one, it might be harder to get those lines out of there. I think with this small one, I think we're gonna be doing just fine. I'm doing this one a little bit different. I'm actually pulling on it and putting this in there at the same time, and actually go ahead and locking it in by pressing a little bit harder. Almost there. And I'm gonna run through here one more time, just for good measure. Now let's get our scissors and cut the spline, being very careful not to cut the screen. And then I'm gonna take my flathead screwdriver and press that corner down tightly. Now, I need to be extremely careful on this next step and make sure that I don't mess up any of the new screen. So I'm gonna try something. I have a very sharp blade here, and I wanna see if I can cut it this way. And what I wanna do is I wanna run that blade right above the spline and not cut the screen on the side that I fixed. So as you can see, I am taking my time and making sure that this cut is as perfect as possible. So the long edge looks pretty good, and this corner took a little bit of finessing, but I got that done. Now I'm gonna cut the short edge and go all the way around. I noticed while doing this project that the bottom wheels are in really bad shape, but that's a project for another day. Now, I don't know if all of these screen doors have this little handle, but if you noticed, before I cut it off, I actually had some Gorilla Tape in between these handles where the screw goes through the screen. I did that because on the old screen it had torn. So if it does start to pull, it's not gonna tear. It'll actually just use the tape as a washer. Okay, so we're gonna reinstall this the same way we uninstalled it. We're gonna slide the top up in the rail first, then we're gonna go ahead and put the lower wheels on the track, and then it should work perfectly. She's already wanting to test out this new screen. And now it's working like it should be, and there's no huge holes at the bottom. So that's a plus. All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.